Hello everyone, I'm going to be using the Sonic World version of Emerald Coast to point out differences in Sonic World's game design in comparison with Sonic Teams. First of all, you can't homing attack the umbrellas at the start here. You can't use them as platforms, which is really disappointing. And up ahead under these first awnings, the infamous bungee rails aren't here, which makes it rather plain. You know, you don't actually have to control Sonic through this section. Basically does it himself. A lot of people really hate the bungee rails, but they're a good hazard, and I've managed to train myself to get through them consistently. It's actually a really good way to get used to Sonic's controls in Sonic Adventure. But either way, it makes the stage more memorable than its Sonic World counterpart, which is part of the idea. There are a lot more enemies in this section than there are in the Sonic Adventure version, and I don't really have any opinion on that. It slows the stage down significantly, sure, but this game is more based on Sonic Heroes for the most part. In this upcoming section right here, during this big curve and going up the hill, you also have no control of Sonic, which is disappointing because that's one of the first times in Sonic Adventure that you become aware of Sonic's momentum, which is an important game mechanic. And right here, the water does not shake the boardwalk. In the original Sonic Adventure game, the water waves shake the boardwalk, which act as a platforming hazard and look really fucking cool. In addition, of course, the whales don't blow up the platform you're running on. There's not much worth talking about with this section in regards to changes. Nothing outstanding about the game design here or the visual design. I don't know what the switch does, by the way, but I'm gonna press it anyway. I like that there were a couple of items you can get on your ascent, but that's not worth recommending the stage over the original. And up here, next to the lighthouse, there used to be gusts of air, but they were instead replaced by giant industrial fans, which looks really stupid and funny. We're going to take the lower path right here so I can show you that they completely removed the water physics and lily pads. I get that it may seem like a minor difference, but again, it's environmental platforming, which this game is sorely lacking. It's not like the official 3D Sonic games are the height of environmental platforming either, so having even less than that is terrible. But the idea is to make your levels seem like unique locations. You know, when you go to a level, you go to it because it has things that no other level has, and those things ideally match the level's aesthetic, but I'm not getting that here. Of note, the physics on this corkscrew are really fucked up. Also of note, the physics on this next boost pad are really fucked up. I managed to make it work perfectly that time, though. This basic platforming is pretty much the same as it was in the original Sonic Adventure, but that's because it's basic platforming, it's hard to change that, really. Have you noticed we're getting a lot of shields in this level? Like an absurd amount of shields. There's no way you should be taking enough damage to warrant these. We're going to jump around these spiked walls. And now we're at the end of the level, which also hasn't changed much. So yeah, hopefully this illustrates the big difference between Sonic Team's game design and Sonic World's. Sonic World just doesn't differentiate the levels enough, and the levels don't feel like locations. They feel like they could all be palette swapped easily. Also, here's a little side note before I end the video. I said that 3D Sonic games were never the height of environmental platforming. Sonic Heroes is an exception to this. Sonic Heroes has incredible environmental platforming, and that's one of my favorite things about it. Alright, the video's over now.